When customers churn, you're not just losing 1 year of revenue, you're losing multiple years of future profits. And churn has a much bigger impact than just the direct loss of annual recurring revenue dollars. So let's understand the true cost of churn. Now, not only do you lose that 1 year's revenue, but you get lost compounding revenue from renewals. You also lose upsell and cross-sell expansion revenue. You lose referrals. You get a negative word of mouth impact, which could mean a 15% decrease in your marketing effectiveness. And then, of course, you have an opportunity cost of time spent replacing new customers versus growing your existing customers. And that's where your company's true growth comes from, because 80% of your revenue comes from your existing customers. Now, let's just say you have an annual contract value on average of $30,000 and you lose a $30,000 contract, and that may not trigger alarm bells at your company because it feels replaceable. But that is exactly why the value gap is so dangerous at this level. On paper, this churn looks like $30,000 of revenue, which is painful but manageable, but this is where most churn analysis stops. So let's look at the real impact. So let's say your average customer lifetime value is 7 years, and over that 7-year lifetime, you have a potential revenue total of $210,000. And so that single churned account represents a 6-figure profit hole, not a 1-year miss. And this assumes that the customer never expanded. But even with modest expansion, that changes the math, because let's say they increase by just 5% every year, then pretty soon you're looking at $250,000, $300,000 in lifetime revenue from that one customer alone. And that's the power of compounding. And of course, I'm simplifying this for this video because you need to calculate in customer acquisition costs, customer retention costs. But even if you have an 80% margin, you're still looking at about $250,000 after those 7 years. And then that's not looking at referral revenue. If that one customer referred just one other customer, that could be another $250,000 in referral business if that customer sticks around for 7 years. The success of SaaS businesses is built on the promise of compounding revenue over the customer lifetime with you. B2B SaaS businesses are valued on their ability to compound. And this compounding comes from customers who use more of the product, who expand into new teams, regions, or use cases, and become references and repeat buyers. But churn breaks the compounding engine. The value gap destroys compounding and your company's growth. Churn is the result of the value gap, and when the value gap persists, compounding never starts. Your customers don't grow, trust does not deepen, momentum stalls, and what should have been an appreciating asset, your customers, actually becomes a depreciating one. The value gap does not just increase churn, it eliminates future customers that never even entered the funnel. Churn changes the narrative. It turns your company from a high leverage growth engine into a leaky bucket with a sales addiction. Churn does not erase a year, it erases a future. To dive deeper, let's talk about my value gap analysis.